What y'all trying to do? We're live. All right. Okay. Give me a countdown. Turn that fan off, Kojak, behind you, please.
3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Today we're talking about Trump's clemency free. I jacked that up. Let's do that again. Man. Give me another countdown. I'm telling you, Trump's okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Today we are talking about Trump's clemency spree. The tariffs have been reversed. Elon Musk exit. Well, I got something to say about that y'all might not have thought about. Man, and this is trending. Miss Shirley, the 4-year-old. We're going to talk about that too. Also, we're also going to talk about the Diddy trial.
No sound.
No sound.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that again. Where my phone at? You ain't got no sound, huh? No sound. Okay, let's try it again. Let's do this.
Rico, I trust you.
Everything muted.
Okay.
I just Rico, I trust you.
Okay, we get a third shot at it. Okay, thank you,
Yeah,
Willie D. Okay, we in there. All right, let's do it again. One more time.
Okay. You ready?
One more time. Third time's a
fat
charm.
on this side. Go over there.
3,
Okay.
2, 1. Go ahead.
Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Today we're talking about the Trump clemency spree. Also, Elon Musk is leaving the Trump administration. Also, we're going to talk about Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley is trending. She's a 4-year-old. Boy, we got to talk about that, man. Also, we're going to talk about the Diddy trial. Kojak.
Diddy.
We're also going to talk politics today. We got Willie Simon that's going to be on the show. He is the chair of the Shelby County Democratic Party. So don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Bring it.
Yeah, welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast.
Say that.
in Memphis
Say
market.
that.
Let's go, baby.
You gotta change it, so you gotta change it.
Yeah.
Family is back. Man, look, if one of these individuals wasn't missing, the other individual was missing. So y'all welcome her back. Angelica Jelly Woods back in the show.
Where was I at? I was here. What was I at?
Okay. I feel like you've been missing.
I was on vacation with everybody else. Yeah, that was Kojak who didn't come. Not me, but hey y'all, happy Friday.
Man, then Kojak, she done put in her vacation papers.
I did.
I saw that.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm off.
Hey, look, y'all give it up for my DJ. That's my DJ, DJ Kojak.
Hey,
That's your DJ.
Hey, man, wait, man. Man, look, before last time Kojak, dang, that was a weak ass clap.
Come on now.
Boy,
It
that
really was.
Marshall
It
clap.
really was.
Right,
I'm telling
it was
you,
like-
man. Come on now.
Man, but you remember last time when Kojak took off, right? And I went to Nashville and I saw him at the concert.
He was lying.
Right. In the same concert.
Did he say he had a family emergency or something?
Right.
October London. Come on.
It was October.
He
That
could
was
have said that.
October.
What was so hard about saying you wanted to go see it?
It was, man. Man, listen, y'all. Yeah, look, I'm glad to have the family back. So it's a lot going on. What is June? June is what month again, Angelica? What is it?
It's child abuse prevention month.
Yeah,
It is. What
It
else
is.
y'all talking about?
it is.
It's child abuse prevention month.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we're going to talk about a little bit of that.
Mhm.
In the
Well,
next segment.
Josh, you should come to production meetings.
Oh, well, damn, the shade.
Oh,
The shade.
Put the camera on him. I'm just saying, it is that time. Everybody can get it today. Anybody can get it today.
Man, Josh live, man. Normally,
Guns
I
are loaded.
expect
I'm
Nicole to
sorry,
say
Josh.
that.
I love you. I love you, Josh. Don't be mean to me now. I'm sorry.
Hey, y'all, let's give it up for our newest intern. Damaris is in the building. Yeah.
You got the name
AKA
right.
Yeah, I got
Duder.
it, man. Look,
Duder.
Angelica jacking up names is
His name
infectious.
Duder.
Oh,
I'm just
man.
joking.
No, man,
Demaris
Hey,
Henderson.
Man, Demaris look like he can play linebacker, and she calling that man Duder.
Dude.
right, man. Hey, man, welcome to the show, man.
Whatever.
Thank you, man. We're glad to have you. Hey, turn that camera around so they can see you, man, over there on Instagram Live. If y'all watching on Instagram Live, you see him. Look
at him over there.
And look, y'all, you know, hey, they might jump in the comments, man. You might
We a
come down
sponsor.
here.
We a sugar mama with sponsorship.
Welcome party.
Right, yeah, man. But welcome,
Somebody
man,
be a
all the way from
sponsor.
Iowa.
Yes.
Right, all the way from Iowa.
He swear I'm the only
Man.
black person in
Well,
Iowa.
it ain't no more black people in Iowa now since Demaris is here. So
Oh God, that's it.
they all left.
Over there.
Yeah, they all left. But welcome, man. We appreciate you being here, man. And you know, we're excited to have him as an intern into almost August, right?
Yeah.
Locked in, man. You can go back a little crazier than you were. So
I'm gonna see what Parkinson actually gonna teach you, what you learn. That's I want to do the exit interview
man,
because I'm gonna see if you actually learn something. We're gonna see.
Kojak, you gotta teach the truth to the young black youth.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. I love that.
And that's
Got
what we're
to.
gonna do.
You got
That's
to.
what we're gonna do.
Okay,
Yeah,
really, Rico? No.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different. He'll be a little bit different. It won't be a Hawkeye when he leaves.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
His diction gonna change too since he's in Memphis.
man.
Is what?
You gotta say
Maine.
Maine.
Can you say man?
Oh no, we got work to do. We got work to do. We got work to do. We got
You
work
should
to
do it
do.
on camera. That's
We
fine.
got work to do.
I'm better at it. I can say it better.
Come on,
Go ahead and say it.
it.
Man, I can say it now. I know how to say it. Josh, you laughing too hard. Look, Josh was laughing extra hard.
Y'all women, y'all look, young brother, right? Yeah, step on up to that mic, man.
Yo.
He over here working hard. He's sweating and everything. Got my neck. He's sweating.
It is a little warm.
It's not that hot
It was
here.
55 degrees when I left
Angelica
home.
likes it slave hot in
Yeah.
the studio, right? She does.
I went upstairs to go to bed and she got it hot up there. It was like 90
Man,
degrees, no
dude.
fan, no nothing.
That's how my utility bill low.
You're gonna lose weight, man, because I'm telling you, she's hard on some temperatures, man. But man, look, welcome, man. This your first time in Memphis?
No, I've been in Memphis plenty of times.
Okay. This is your first time as an adult?
Yeah. Well, no,
yeah.
second time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
he
man.
ain't going
All right, man,
out.
we're gonna send something your way, man. We're gonna
All
send
right.
something. Yeah.
All right,
And
man.
look, you gotta pull up to where, Kojak?
To the Hip Hop Lounge, 5721 Raleigh.
You already tried to get in the
All
work
right.
there.
Or you can visit. No, don't go there.
Okay,
can't go there?
Not right now.
Not bed. Well,
You
Betty.
ain't
You're
ready
for Black Betty.
You're going to Black
Oh, let
Betty
me hear you
yet.
say Maine again?
Man.
Now you ain't ready for Black
He
Betty.
said he ain't ready for
You can't come in there talking like that. You 5-0.
Hey, I never said that's probably the first
That's
time I
how
ever said that.
that's how he gonna pull him. They gonna like something he different. They gonna like something different about it.
Look,
They tired of y'all. They tired of y'all. They gonna like how he talks. So no, you keep talking how
She
talking the way you talk.
She getting the fog going.
You gonna put it
You
in
don't
there?
need you, TT.
Yes, yes you do.
Look at it. Look at it. She's
I
trying-
know.
Yeah, man. Look, you need to
TT.
experience Memphis the way you
Yeah, I
experience
do.
Memphis.
No.
So we're glad to have you,
yeah,
man.
sure.
So look, you
No.
know, we're gonna every now and then, y'all, we might bring them on to the camera.
Oh, yeah.
let them speak some Iowa to us. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
man.
God.
There ain't
Y'all
much.
can-
but-
Some
Yeah.
Iowa,
There ain't much, yeah.
some Iowa or some
Right.
Trump
Very
talk.
much.
Right,
You hear me?
Some
From
Trump talk?
Parkinson, you hear me? I said
Yeah.
Iowa or Trump talk.
man. Do not.
Man, you keep
Right.
associating me with Trump. It's really not that,
Right,
man.
right.
Come on now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the segue. So that which is a perfect segue. Stay here on the mic.
I
until
thank
our
you.
other guest here.
All right,
And
sounds
so
good.
look, you know, and it's crazy how we threw him into the fire, right?
Right.
So listen, this shit is trending. Trump
Mm.
has pardoned
Mm,
NBA YoungBoy,
mm.
and he commuted the sentence, if I'm correct, Nicole,
You right.
of Larry Hoover.
Mm.
And so this is a big deal. And wait a minute, let's run this video first. We got some video.
Video.
Josh, run that video.
After 51 long years of the Gangster Disciples founder Larry Hoover being locked up, today President Trump decided to pardon him, but that doesn't mean he 100% coming home. Here's why. This whole thing has been in the making since 2018 when Kanye West and Drake publicly advocated for Hoover's release. Kanye even went to the White House and discussed the release of Larry with Trump, but with all that, nothing ever happened. Larry has been eligible for parole, and his last request was denied last year. He was serving 2 separate convictions. In 1973, he was convicted by the state and got 200 years. But in 1997, he was convicted again, this time by the federal government for running the Gangster Disciples from behind bars. He was sentenced to 6 life sentences. Since Trump pardoned his federal sentence, he no longer has to serve time for the feds, but he still has to serve time for the state. The only way for him to come home is if he gets parole, or the governor of Illinois grants him clemency, which is a state-level pardon. I think the man has a few more years to live and should spend it with his family. What do y'all think?
Hey, now that's a really good question, Angelica. Do y'all think that Larry Hoover should be released, right? And those, now keep in mind that video was not our video. That video was
Somebody on
TikTok's video.
TikTok.
And so, it's a lot of conversation happening. Some people are saying that they think he should be released and that it would help to calm some of this violence down that's going on with the YNs. And some are saying that he should not be released.
Can you tell your audience what YNs mean?
I will just a second. But young nice guys. But here's what's important to note though, and it was said in the video, just because Trump has commuted his sentence does not mean that can I get some ice with that? It does not mean that he's going to get out, because there are still there's still a state sentence from state charges. Right. You got federal sentencing and you have state sentencing. Yep. And so it would be up to the Governor Pritzker of Illinois, who is a Democrat, to either pardon him or commute his sentence for him to actually leave the penal system.
Can you guys explain the difference between pardon and commute to?
I was going to say that. Okay. That's the difference, because if he was pardoned, that would wipe all his, it won't just reduce his sentence. Mm-hmm. It'll wipe everything clean, and then that way he won't have to worry about the state. But by him just, Trump, I feel like he knew what he was doing. Mm-hmm. He just gave him a commute. That way get a little boost. He get a little boost. That way it'll be actually on that governor to release him, and it won't be on Trump.
Kojak on his shit.
He read that in the car. He said, "Y'all got him messed up."
No, I just read that in the back room. In the back room, baby.
Perfectly.
But do you think Larry should get let out?
Wait a minute. Before we walk back, because I want to go back to Kojak, because Kojak, you gotta give you this light on this one, because it's a political move.
Yep.
Right. I will commute and leave it up to the Democrat as to whether or not he's going to let him out or not. Watch this. If he don't let him out, folks going to be mad. Yeah. If he does let him out, folks going to be mad.
Dang if you do, dang if you don't.
Cold, shrewd move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what were you saying, Angel?
I was asking Damaris, will he let him out?
Would I let him out?
Mm-hmm.
No. If he did the crime, he did the time then.
Yeah, he been there 50 years, y'all.
52
I really don't care.
years.
Most people that die in prison, they don't get let out just because his name and likeness don't mean should get let out.
52 years.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. Last week when I said that about Tory, the little guy who got stabbed from Megan Stallion.
Why y'all
from Megan Thee Stallion?
Nicole.
When I said that last week about Megan Stallion situation, y'all came at me sideways. I'm saying, like, what made him different than anybody else when he wanted to get let out because he got stabbed? There's plenty of people that's in there for something he didn't do and probably got stabbed. So what make him different? Because he's a celebrity. So
that's interesting, because
you in cahoots with him today?
That's interesting, because we actually got video. I don't know if we pulled that video or not of Meg Thee Stallion saying that she didn't get shot to the police on the scene.
She didn't say that.
Yeah, there's some.
I mean, but when you go back to the pardon for those people that rushed the White House, and he pardoned all those folks, and they didn't do the time. I mean, they didn't do none of that time. This man did 52 years for a political crime.
Is it for a political crime?
Yeah.
They didn't get him on a RICO. What was his charge?
No RICO stuff. I mean, I don't know the exact. I mean, I don't want to speak on something I can't just speak detail on, but I can say it was not. He didn't rush the White House. He didn't burn the flags.
Yeah.
He didn't do none of that.
Yeah. But
they walking around.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But you know what, man? It's interesting, because these YNs today, that structure is gone from yesteryear when when Larry Hoover was out on the ground, right? It's not structured like that anymore.
And they think he can help.
It's supposed to be growth and development.
Ain't no saving him. They think he gonna help.
Yeah. All right, shifting gears. So Elon Musk has left the Trump administration.
Out of there,
right?
The country.
And of course, they put him in charge of this new department that was created by the Trump administration, Department of Government Efficiency. And he went in there and was making these cuts and let's run this video first before we get too deep into it.
We need to get a lot of support. This morning, Elon Musk is out, stepping away from his role at the Department of Government Efficiency. Overnight posting online, "I would like to thank President Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending." For months, Musk has been working to slash agencies as a special government employee, attempting to cut trillions in federal spending, but facing resistance from the public, lawmakers, and members of Trump's cabinet. And in the last hours of working for the administration, Musk publicly breaking with the president on his massive spending bill, arguing it would undo their own efforts to shrink the federal government.
I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing.
The president not publicly go.
Yeah, hey, Kodak. So
Yeah.
couple things here. One, Elon Musk, he parted with the president, right? And Trump don't like when people go against the stuff that he's
Not
does.
one bit.
But also Elon Musk got his ass in there and saying how hard this shit is.
What?
Right? I tell people, as a state legislator in passing a bill, man, it's like pulling chicken teeth, especially if you're a Democrat in a Republican supermajority, right? Imagine how hard it is. Some Republicans don't pass many bills.
But he was only there 130 days.
Yeah, but he thought he had this grand idea.
Yeah.
At least so they made it look on the surface, and I think there's more. But I'm gonna share a little bit more after I get y'all's comments.
How much money did he put in the campaign? What, like 400 or 200
million a month?
Yeah.
Like 200 million or something like that.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
What was his job exactly?
Not shit.
I'm saying
slash spending.
I'm saying he's head the what's it called? Doge. What
Yeah.
Doge do? Anybody know what he do?
Government efficiency, trying to cut federal stuff, trying to make the government smaller.
But it ended up cutting a lot of spaces where services and stuff that people needed, right? And jobs. Oh yeah, and we talked about this in a previous episode where it was so many jobs cut that so many people in DC were selling their homes that it almost tanked the real estate market because of so many. It was so much volume out there available that the prices had to come down on those houses. And back then we did that show 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And it was
When he
like
first came in.
an average of $139,000 off the prices of these houses in DC.
I wish I had some extra money, boy.
Man,
Boy, I'll back up on a couple.
That's
of them.
one. That's one. Of them, you make that sacrifice, boy. You got to go lean. You and Sugar and Mitch, y'all little stomach need to touch your back. You gonna make that investment because
I know.
you're gonna get it back.
Yes,
Right.
Ooh.
But now, then also he parted ways with the president on this. What is it called? The Big Beautiful Act bill.
Yeah, big beautiful bill.
Yeah. And which is the stupid ass name, but
even he said that. He said it can be big,
right,
or it can be beautiful, but it can't be big and beautiful.
Right.
Oh, God.
And
So what they
what's
trying to
interesting
say?
is there are cuts to Medicaid in this bill. There are cuts to SNAP benefits. We found out today that Job Corps closed.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and that came from the Trump administration.
Wow.
And so it's just a lot of stuff, right?
My people.
But here's my thing, right? So they're claiming that Elon Musk is leaving on good terms with President Trump, right? And probably so. But here is the thing: Elon Musk went in there with his folks, and they started pulling that data, and they got all of the data on U.S. citizens, and they probably
I didn't think about that.
They probably made it so that even as that data changes, it still feeds to their service.
It updates,
And so that's
I didn't
the
think
part
about
that
that.
people
Yeah,
aren't thinking about. And you think about this, right? You have all of the data on all of the U.S. citizens, not just U.S. citizens, but even immigrants and so on and so forth. Y'all ever stop to wonder how these folks know where these undocumented immigrants are?
Yeah.
Anybody ever stop to think about that?
Come on,
Elon Musk got the data.
Oh yeah,
and it's right here in Memphis, a supercomputer.
And he got the data, right? And so even after he leaves the administration, think about how valuable that data is to every one of our enemies, every one of our allies. That's the most valuable information that a person can pull because it gives you everything. Not just that, but they were also in the Department of Defense data, right?
Yep.
In every aspect of the federal government, they had access to.
Wow.
You think about that. Who getting the contracts? Who got this, that, and he himself is a contractor.
Yeah.
Y'all, so this whole okay, hey,
it ain't over.
I'm done. I'm finished.
Yeah.
Thank you, President Trump. I'm glad you gave me a chance to serve. He came in, got what he needed, and got the hell on out.
He was on a mission. He was on a mission.
Smart
Yeah.
man.
So that's y'all. That part is scary to me, right? But look, y'all don't go anywhere. When we come back, second segment, what we talking about?
Where them fans?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Miss Shirley. So, y'all, we're gonna talk about 4-year-old Miss Shirley. You don't want to miss this segment. So hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. 30 seconds, y'all. 30
Mr.
seconds.
Terrace.
Look at Nicole. Nicole, we're on time. And the music, ain't put no music on that one. Y'all was supposed to have commercials there. Oh yeah, that was supposed to be
Kojak.
Yeah. Angelica.
I told you mine wasn't ready yet. Kojak said he had it.
Commercial ready. I just gotta put it. I gotta put a visual.
We're on
with it.
segment 2, right? I don't have a segment 2 sheet.
Here you go.
Can I have a segment 2 sheet?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Woo! All right, welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Let's give it up one more time. One more
Change that
again.
soon.
Yeah, man.
That's some dry class for all these people to be up in here.
Angelica,
Lord,
you
there you
need to
go.
clap, Angelica.
I had a shooting pain up my left ovary, if you want to know.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Oh,
Man.
Y'all feel bad. Now make that clap, please.
Oh, make it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think we're supposed to clap
Every
for
man
that.
in here uncomfortable. There you go. Now y'all shut up, please.
Okay.
Out.
Shut up, Josh.
I think that would be like us having a shooting pain in our left
Oh,
gonad, I think.
In your balls.
Angelica is obsessed with balls. God, dog, man.
A shark. It's like a bumblebee stinging you in your balls. That's what put it like that.
Bro, what?
Yeah,
That's
bumblebee.
Ollie specific.
Josh
I ain't
said
gonna lie.
chill.
Why?
That's what he's
Bumblebee
Okay, what they got?
stinging you in your balls.
Yeah, there. And holding on for a long period of time.
Hold on to this thing.
And then it's going to come back around in 3 minutes. Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. So there you go. Clap for that. All right.
I'm probably not gonna clap for that. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
Please
I'm
don't.
gonna clap for
Men
that.
got it breezy and easy. So yeah,
Well,
y'all clap.
I thank God for allowing me to be a man. I'm so thankful for being a man. Hey,
Not have to
let
do
Willie
nothing.
Simon in, if you will, man. Or call him on the phone. That was him.
Not have to do nothing. But
Man,
go
you know,
ahead.
I'm thankful for being a heterosexual man.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
I'm thankful
yeah.
you are too, Parkinson. I'm glad you're
Yeah, you know,
heterosexual
this
man.
is it is good
It's
to be
fun there.
it is good to be a heterosexual male.
It
Yeah,
is.
Yeah, that's a good life. A good life.
It's a good life.
Yeah, we're gonna swap out with you.
All right,
on
let's
this.
do it.
Yeah, okay, all right. Come on, Willie. Come on over here, man.
Hello,
Willie
hello.
Simon is right on time.
Right on
Miss Shirley.
time for Miss Shirley. Where them fans at?
Yeah.
Where them
Where you at?
fans
Right, come on over here, bro. Step right here, man. If you will. What's up, doctor? What's happening with you?
Man, running like
Welcome to the
You
Capitol.
are right on time. Hey, how are you doing?
All right, how are
Welcome
you?
to that
Okay,
mic
welcome,
right there.
welcome. He didn't even let you take a drink of water,
That's
nothing.
all right.
Just
That's all right.
he's been jumping,
I'm
jump
the
right
one
on
running
to it.
late. I'm the
Oh.
one running late.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. You taking ownership. That's a
Yeah.
good sign. Look at you.
Hey man, so look, let me go back through these introductions again for me for when I edit. Y'all give it up for my lovely co-host Angelica Jelly Woods in the building. Let's go, baby.
There go the claps. Everybody clapping now. They nervous. They nervous.
Yeah, we are, because she was just talking about bees stinging you
Thank
in your
you.
left
Thank
ball.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah, you
right,
better
yeah.
clap.
I was
We
clapping
are
hard.
nervous.
In
You
the
clap
mud.
hard.
Yeah.
Kojak go there sweating now, boy.
I was clapping hard in the mud.
Y'all give it up for my DJ. That's my DJ, DJ
Hey.
Kojak in the building. Let's go, baby, DJ.
Okay,
Give it up.
okay,
Yeah,
Kojak.
he is the owner of Hip Hop Lounge.
Okay,
the
the
Raleigh LaGrange.
Dig that. You better know it.
Yeah,
You better know it.
Hey, DJ Kojak, since we got a guest in the building, an official guest in the building, we're gonna scratch it up one time for the past president of Shelby County Democratic Party. Give it up, scratch it up 4 times for him, Kojak. Let's hear.
Oh man,
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
For
turn
the
it.
president right there, man.
Oh,
That's for the
hey,
president
hey,
right
hey,
there.
let me
Oh,
ask you something.
God, here we go.
Willie, did you hear that scratch?
I did.
Oh,
That's what
my
I'm
guy.
talking
That's what I'm
about.
Just like a
talking
Democrat.
about. That's what I'm talking
Just
about.
like a
You get
Democrat.
stung in the
My
left
man.
ball by a bumblebee.
Yeah.
Right.
From one DJ to another, I know what you were going.
Yeah.
Okay, look at you.
See, we gotta stick together.
We got
Yeah.
it. Look, that's what's up. Hey, Willie, welcome to the show, man. Appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much, man. Look, we just got finished talking about the Trump pardons and Elon Musk leaving, and and all of the things that are going on. Yeah, step up to that mic.
Yeah, let me step up to the mic.
All of those things that are going on in the Trump administration, but we're not real quick. Tell us what you've been doing. With Shelby County Democratic Party. I got a few choice words for Democratic Party, State Party.
Okay, so what I will say is what we've been doing is we've been holding things together.
Okay, all right.
What we've been doing is trying to build a party that's inclusive of all the voters and making sure that people know that there is a Shelby County Democratic Party and we do have power in this county and in this state. I mean, out of the 95 districts, I think we're the biggest and the bluest. And we represent very well when it comes to elected officials. And like Representative Parkinson alludes to is that we're big enough and bad enough to do whatever we need to do here without having anybody to step in to help us. So there's a lot of power and knowledge here. I got to acknowledge Will Richardson sitting over there, who's the first vice chair.
That's my guy. That's fam right there.
That's the Godfather.
That's a devil dog. That's a Marine right there.
Oh yeah, no
doubt. Baby boy.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Any kind of foxhole I go into, I'm glad he's with me.
Yes, sir.
And so I think we have an opportunity here in Shelby County to make us a powerful party. It's not just about elections. It's about the community.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things we've lost touch with is making sure that the people are connected to the party and not just the politicians being connected to the party. And according to what's going on right now, sometimes the politicians not connected to the party.
Dude.
And so we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you say to people? And we'll make sure too that we take, if Josh, make sure you monitor the comments online too. What do you say to people that have lost faith in the Democratic Party, lost faith in voting, because they feel like they're not getting anything out of it, and they feel like their vote is not going to make a difference?
Well, I hate to quote a famous song out here. We got to ask where our fans at.
Okay, right on time.
So what we got?
Right on time.
Right.
Yeah, we got to ask where the fans at. I mean, when we were out there fighting for the Democrats are always taking the fight for every cause that's out there.
That's a good point.
I mean, we are out there fighting for the working man. We're out there fighting for women's rights. We're out there fighting for LGBTQ. We fighting for everybody. So where the fans at? So people don't need to walk away when we take a little lick sometimes and say the fight is over. The fight's not over. We lost round one.
Come on.
Round two is coming.
Come on.
So we gotta realize that we have to start galvanizing around the fight and stop pointing fingers in the fight. Because when you point fingers, you can't make a fist. So we need people that want to stop pointing fingers, come join us so we can make a mighty fist.
Yeah, I need people that's gonna stand 10 toes down then.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I got you.
We need that.
Okay.
I always make this point, right? That the Democratic Party says we're the Big Tent Party, right? The party of inclusivity, right? And this, that, and other. But there's been a trend within amongst Democrats, and I'm not just talking about local Democratic Party, but whether it's state or we're talking about at least Tennessee Democrats, where it appears that. And let me qualify this before I say it. So and I'm not saying anything that I hadn't already said to other people, right? To our Democratic caucus in the House.
That's right.
We got mostly black folks that are in leadership positions in the Democratic caucuses in both Tennessee House and Tennessee Senate.
That's right.
And I told all of the Democrats, both black and white, in the room. I said, listen, these black leaders that are in leadership positions, Democratic caucus chairs, and this, that, and other, of course, the chair of the Black Caucus and so on and so forth. I said they are very apt and able leaders, right? But they didn't get put in these leadership positions because they're such great leaders. Politics is math, right? And what has happened in the state of Tennessee is the white Democrats have run off other white Democrats because they were conservative. I want you to think about what I'm saying. We're supposed to be the party of the Big Tent. Everybody's included, but white conservative and black conservative Democrats have been either run off or ostracized in a lot of cases by their own, and which caused the loss of white Democrats in the Tennessee House and Senate by attrition. Which, and Shelby County being the blackest county in the state of Tennessee has obviously a lot of black Democrats, which gave the black caucus the majority in the Democratic caucus in both the House and the Senate. And which then, of course, black folks got elected to leadership positions. And I say it all the time. If we are going to be the party of the big tent party that's all inclusive, then we have to make room for conservative Democrats, especially in the state of Tennessee, because once you leave Shelby County, you drop off into a deep ass ravine.
Come on now.
Of no man's land. Then you pick up some in Davidson County. Then you leave East Davidson County and you drop off into a deeper ravine of no man's land for Democrats and black elected officials, right? And so, and the state of Tennessee has been run since I've been there for the last 15 years by rural white Republicans because of that. So what do you say to people that you know, some, and I tell people this all the time, is there's Democrat and Republican, there's the far left and the far right, but the majority of people, 85%, are in that gray area in the middle.
Right.
So what do you say to these people?
Well, what I say is that one of the things that we got to realize is our foundation was pretty much conservative. I mean, when we really think about, most of us came up in the church, in the black church, and you know, the black church got specific rules. There are certain things that they're not going to sign on for no matter what somebody says.
The black family.
Come on now.
That's just what it is.
Pull up with your little fluffy friend, you know, at Big Mama house for dinner on Sunday.
I mean, the truth is the truth. When you have certain things happen in our community, we don't want to mute the voices of those, and we kind of rode that black conservative back to where we are right now. I mean, when you think about the black conservatives that were in place at that time, because we have to go back in history, 1964, 65. Most of those people like Dr. King, Ralph Abernathy, and those folks that were setting the foundation for us, they were Republicans. And so, and so before that, you know, that's where blacks were on that side, because it aligned with the things that we thought we were aligned with at that particular time. But then we found ourselves, because think about it, you in the South where Democrats were ruling, and they were also stepping on your back and your neck.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you're not going to vote that way. You're going to go where you think that your neck won't get stepped on. And so when you come back and you start thinking about who were the leaders and who were there, these guys were conservative. They came out of a structure, and that structure became conservatism. And so what we saw is, and we're not, but I mean, when we think about Dr. King, Dr. died in 1968. I was born in 1971. We're not even a generation away from those people that think that way. Those are those are our voters.
Exactly.
So when we
those
push
are
them,
pastors.
those are our pastors, our voters, our leaders, and we push them aside, saying what y'all talking about don't mean nothing. But when they were out there getting their head busted on the street, nobody was there to be found. And so what I'm saying is we built our foundation on their backs, but we don't want to lift them up on our shoulders and give them the opportunity to reign on that legacy, that reign in that legacy that they built. So it's our job to go back and reach back to those groups and say, hey, we know your voice needs to be heard along with the new voices. I think there has to be some kind of legacy link. That's what I'm calling it. We got to link our legacy to the ingenuity and the mindset of these younger people, because I don't want to say that we're going to be the same way forever, because if we are, that means that we're not moving. So we're going to have to make sure that we link the two.
Yeah, we got a comment here. I think it's pronounced Madai Taylor. She said it's good that black people are leaving. Neither one is representing black people in either party. So I think she's saying okay, my bad. Okay, saying that, you know, neither the Republican Party or the Democratic Party is representing black people as they should. What do you say to that?
Well,
how do we bring these people back into the fold?
I think participation brings you back into the fold. Now, if the people think you're disinterested, they're not going to represent your interests. So
say that again.
When people are disinterested, they are not going to represent your interests. So when you don't speak up, you won't get spoke up for. So what happens is you feel like you're disenfranchised, but you've actually moved away and you don't want to be a part of it. So it's hard for people to say, hey, I'm gonna speak up for you. I'm gonna put this out here for you, and we're gonna build this foundation for you. And then you never show up.
Yeah, and have a voice at the table.
At the table.
But people want you to have it wanted more than they want it for themselves. That's the problem. That's exactly we have.
Exactly. So we have to take some ownership. One of the things that accountability that word doesn't seem like it exists in our community anymore.
I say that all the time.
We have to be accountable for one another. And we have to be accountable for our own actions. Like I was accountable for being late today.
And I said that was good. That you're accountable. Remember I said that? Yeah, because people aren't.
And I've been saying this, and I'm trying to brand this, is that, you know, with us being in this administration, with the Trump administration, it's going to force us back to community.
Absolutely.
You know, where we were pre-desegregation, you know, we're going to be forced back into community. And you're going to have to look, you know, as these resources dwindle, we're going to be forced back to depending on each other, right?
Right.
And speaking of depending on each other, you got an event coming up tomorrow. Tell everybody about that.
We have an event coming up. It's the Shelby County Democratic Party Reorganization Convention. The event is going to be tomorrow, May 31st. We want people to be there early, 8:30.
Okay.
Is when the doors open.
Okay.
And the doors will lock at 10:15. And they will lock the doors because we had that happen before. And it's going to be run by the Tennessee Democratic Party. They're going to be in charge of this particular event. And it's going to be held at the Teaching and Learning Academy, located at 2485 Union. And so what I'm going to say is we got to show up and show out because there's a concerted effort to mute voices. And there's a concerted effort to stop the movement that myself and Mr. Richardson wants to put in place to make sure that we are moving forward and not backwards. We ain't into moonwalking, even though we like Michael Jackson. We want to
Michael say, right?
We want to go forward.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we want to make sure that we have an opportunity to let the stuff that you're talking about is the foundation of what we're trying to do. Because the party can't be built on politicians and projects. It's got to be built on the people.
Right.
And in order for us to get there, we got to go back to the people and get them involved. And once we hear their words and their needs and their wants, then we can take them to the politicians, and then they can become that voice. And then on the flip side of that, when y'all up there having a fuss with all those folks up there, we need to be putting the backing. That means money, time, resources to make sure you're able to do what you need to do.
I agree. Now look, real quick, because we're getting a hook back from Nicole over there.
Okay.
Tell everybody why it is important for them to come to this reorganization meeting, why it matters to them in their household.
So why it matters is you get a chance. You have this is the really the only opportunity you get a chance to directly affect what happens in your community. The voices that you, like the gentleman just talked about, the Democratic Party not representing their interests. Well, you get a chance to come and be a leader in the Democratic Party. You get a chance to come and be an executive committee member. You can be on one of the foundational things that we put together. We're going to one of the things that we want to do is we want to put together caucuses that people can work in outside of that group. Outside of the group of the executive committee members. We also want to get people slated to become a part of our think tanks. And the think tanks are what's going to be able to help us understand exactly what pointed things we need to do in community rather than us taking a stab at it and missing it every time.
Well, I can tell you this. I will be there. I already pre-registered. I'll be there, and I hope that the team will be there, and we can come and be a part of it. And I'm employing everyone that is a Democrat, folks that are independents that are considering being a Democrat, are leaning this way, folks that are upset with the Trump administration, that are Republicans that are leaning this way. Y'all come out to the reorganization and become part of the fix, part of the voice, part of what makes it right, part of repairing what you felt was wrong with the Democratic Party. And and you can't, we can complain all day. But look, boots on the ground, right? Boots on the ground. Right? We need to get our boots on the ground and literally come together and be part of the solution.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, y'all give it up for Willie Simon in the building, baby. Hey, before you go, tell them how they can either register or get there. I know it's tndp.org/ SCDP.
See, you did it better than me.
Okay,
So you got it. You got it.
Hey, man.
Come on now.
Look, I'm about that life.
That's right.
I'm about that life.
You're gonna have to call Antonio Parkinson to get
Yeah,
in.
we'll have it up on the somebody put it in one of the threads. But y'all make sure y'all come out. What time again?
It's at 8. Well, I'm gonna say 8:30. Be there at 8:30.
They're gonna shut them doors on you.
Yeah.
So as close to 8:30 as you can be there. Be there at 8:30.
Yeah, seriously. So you can get all your and if you need to, you can register there too, right?
Yeah, you can register there as
Okay,
well.
okay.
And anybody that has any questions, don't hesitate. I'm gonna leave my information. You can put my number there. They can call me and we can talk about it and we can move on to the next step. And I believe that one of the things that we got to realize is if we don't show, then we can't say nothing.
It's simple.
Yeah.
Think.
Your absence, man, means that somebody else is speaking on your behalf. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, man. Y'all give it up for Willie Simon in the building.
Hey,
man, let me send you this invitation. You're welcome to come on the show anytime you want to come on the show.
Appreciate
that.
We'd
love to have you, man. This is my first time actually really hearing you speak.
Yeah.
Man, you are actually all right, man. You're pretty articulate, man. We talk on the phone all the time, but this man, he got his shit together, man. Man, I'm proud of you, man.
Appreciate you.
And good luck with everything tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. One day I'm gonna come and spit some rhymes in here.
Let's do it.
Bars.
Hey, we producers here. We got
Bars.
I
We got
know
studio
that's
right
why I'm
back
just
there.
messing with you.
Right. Yes, sir. But look, y'all don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about Miss Shirley.
Oh my God.
And where them fans at?
Where them fans
Yeah,
at? Real.
Hope she ain't at the party tomorrow.
All right. Yeah. Bring the fans out to the convention.
Just not Miss Shirley. Just not Miss Shirley.
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm gonna jump on this.
Do you really carrying that thing around? Dude, are you going to the Democratic Party tomorrow? Tomorrow?
Man, you know what? If I could,
Yeah. Nicole, put him in the studio so he can do a Zoom call if you don't mind. Please.
Okay. And
Nicole, I know.
2 and 3 together?
I
No,
don't
we're
know.
gonna do one segment of them, not both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You know my pain right now.
All right, welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in
Yeah,
the market.
say
Let's
that.
go, baby. So,
Go ahead, do it. Yeah, you can.
yeah, you can come on, man. Yeah. Let me do that again. So we gotta do both segments in, right? What you need, Will?
They better be 10
Josh
minutes.
said, you don't never let him hop in.
Right.
I shall never want
Get that to the podcast lady that's got a podcast coming. So yeah, there you go. Put her
Do
to work.
podcast.
Put Willie to work. Will do it. Will let Will Richardson do it. He'll point that camera in the right place. Yeah. You're the resident cameraman now. So Will, either this spot or that spot. Yeah. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson
We
Project.
back.
You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Let's go, baby.
Yeah,
All right, we're gonna clap it up for slow clap for Angelica. But look, we're gonna jump right in. Listen. Where them fans at? A phenomenon, right? The guy out of South Carolina, I forgot his name.
Where them fans at?
Yeah, man. All right, thank you, Angelica. Thank you for that. So out of that, of course, there is a young star rising. Her name, they call her Miss Shirley.
Is she star rising?
The baby is 4 years old, Angelica.
Oh.
4 years old. And they call this baby Miss Shirley. That's problem number one.
They said 4 acting 40. But go ahead.
4 acting 60. They call her Miss Shirley.
Yeah,
now, come on now.
That's an old name.
Right. Anybody you know name Miss Shirley? They usually have a Slits or Old Milwaukee in a brown paper bag.
You said,
and sitting on the porch with a cigarette in their mouth. Miss Shirley. Yeah, selling cool cups. Right? Should have candlelight Miss Shirley. We can go to Miss Shirley, right?
Miss Shirley house.
Miss Shirley house. But so they call this baby Miss Shirley, and it's been a lot of controversy about this baby. Her mama, she's in a single parent household, and this baby learned how to do this dance, boots on the ground dance, and the controversy is, I think it has merit. Let's run it. I think we got some video from her on Jennifer Hudson's show.
It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Aww.
You gonna show us how to line dance?
Yeah.
Come on, Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley, how did you get that name?
Because I just call me that name.
Oh, you called you that name. So nobody gave it to you?
No.
No? Mom, where'd she get the name from?
When she was a baby, like we was getting ready to get in the car one day, and she gave me attitude. She was crying. I was like, "Now we're not gonna act like this today, Miss Shirley."
That's you as a baby?
Yes.
Yes.
You need to go to the store and get you one of them big fans that say Miss Shirley.
Oh, she's selling fans.
Yeah.
She's selling fans.
Well, we're gonna train her all the way.
That
Okay.
part I agree with.
Train her all the way.
Get that money.
But here's what getting me.
Come on.
You know, in watching the production team at Jennifer Hudson's show, how
on.
they got behind that baby when she was popping her fan, and the fact that that baby is popping the fan the way the baby is popping the fan.
Yeah.
At 4 years old.
They're
Right?
getting them angles at the wrong.
And and you know the Jennifer Hudson show, they should be ashamed of their real talk of their camera person getting behind that baby like that for their views.
Yeah, man,
that's, you know that's exploitive to me.
Look too much.
You know, but you know, we had Sharita Nicole on the show, you know, a few shows ago, right? And she was talking, you know, explaining, you know, the stuff that she went through, and one of the questions we asked was, where were your protectors?
Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, this baby has to be protected. Now, you know, and I'm kind of conflicted on this because, you know, they're saying that this baby is being, you know, she's performing at adult clubs, right? And I ain't talking about strip clubs, adult clubs, but I'm talking about adult clubs, 21 and over, and it's all adults. And she's doing her dance, and you know, and you know, but you know, Michael Jackson and Gladys Knight,
come on now,
in adult clubs too.
Kids. Yeah,
so that's why I'm conflicted on it, right? But the protection, right? And then one of the other big issues that's been popping up all over TikTok and different places was the fact that these adult men are picking this baby up, you know, and one of the men supposedly picked her up and cried, and you know, because he met this 4-year-old baby, and you know,
I seen somebody online. They call CPS on the mom.
I saw that.
Yeah, they call Child Protective Services.
Yeah, I saw that too. And you know, and the baby deserves to be successful, and I can see the mom. You know, she says her baby is talented, and the baby appears to be talented, right? And but you know, I think it is important that you got to make sure that those protections are in place. You know, I'm gonna tell you something, man. My girls, I'm coming to you. My girls, if a dude tried to pick them up, they would scream bloody murder, man. They would be squirming and hollering like, oh no, you can't pick me up, right? Yeah. What were you about to say, Angelica? I'm sorry.
But you said talented. I'm not being shady, y'all. Okay,
that means shade is coming.
Because
on the way.
Use talented so loosely. She can do a line dance.
Well, not just one. She does them all.
Yeah, she does do the other line.
She does other line.
Yeah, I know how many kids.
And the other one,
a lot of kids.
Really,
the other one is a little
really more adult.
It's a little more.
Okay, I know which one, the slow one.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about the.
And so that's.
But again, is that I guess we got to define talent because I mean two. And if she went on stage, if she went on stage right now and answered those questions, she would answer better than that 4-year-old. Okay. So the thing is, I'm saying if you're really going to be, be honest, I'm not. I'm sorry, but I'm saying if you're gonna be really that vested, that's fine. She, you know, she did the dance. She's gonna push towards the fans. I mean, the selling of the fans. But make sure she's well rounded, can answer a question. Then, so if you're gonna set her up to do this, set her up.
That baby is articulate though. That baby is very articulate for 4 years old. You got to listen to the rest of her interview. Okay. I see the head shaking in here. I thought she was articulate. I thought she's 4, man. She got Jesus.
Okay, but everybody's putting her. But everybody's making. But I'm saying everybody's putting her on.
Just got to walk. Just learn to walk.
Yeah, listen. Y'all putting the built pressure of talent, all this on her. Yes, she's 4. But y'all doing all this. If she's gonna do it then.
Yeah. I mean, I
you get what I'm saying? She's on Jennifer. She's on Jennifer Hudson's show.
You didn't think she answered questions?
You know, with this internet,
4-year-old, she's 4.
With this internet, fame comes fast.
Yeah.
So they didn't have time to get, you know, like even when Glorilla, she said the next day she did the video, the next day she was on the plane.
Yeah.
So she still had to have somebody come and groom her and tell her this, that, and the third.
Yeah. She is developing, but you know, but the mental health of that baby, you know, you look at the kids, you know. Justin Bieber and all these folks that these child actors.
Oh yeah, all of
they catching help. I think we got a little video from a doctor. Josh, run that video.
Many cautionary tales out there. Some make it, most don't. A big part of it is being thrust into an adult world prematurely and not going through the usual developmental stages of childhood and adolescence. Trying to give children and adolescents adult responsibilities is traumatic. Children need to be children.
Put that money up.
Look.
Man, but you know that's
something else.
That is, you know, these children are being affected immensely in their adult life, even before they get to their adult life.
Yeah.
You know, Justin Bieber went through a whole
still going through stuff.
and some more stuff, right?
That's a lot of pressure.
You know,
just like different strokes. What's a little deal on
What
different
you say, Nicole? What you mean by that? Nicole says it's P.
P. Diddy.
Diddy. What you mean by that, Nicole? What you
Puff.
Oh.
Wow.
He was groomed.
Oh, okay. You know,
Puff
they were saying
Daddy.
P. Diddy's mama got a lot to do with, you
Yeah.
know, because this, you know, there's video out there saying P. Diddy's mama sat on his face.
What?
I ain't seen when I did my research. When I did my research, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
saw it.
Whoa.
That's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
So at an early age, he was exposed to all this stuff, like a kid.
The only thing they said about Diddy's mom, they just said, which they said there was a documentary done before all this happened about Bad Boys. I think it was in the notes. They just said that she had a lot of parties, a lot of pimps at her house, a lot of drinking, a lot of maybe sexual activities that happened while Diddy was there when he was young. When he was young, he was exposed to a lot of things. But but then their attorney came back and said there was no truth behind it. But he probably did. You know, think about kids now. Y'all be smoking and drinking and having parties at the house, and you don't know what happened. I mean, he was just exposed.
We saw a
to
lot
things.
when I was a kid.
Thank you.
Wait, kids now, I was about to say, y'all was doing that too.
Who?
Y'all was doing that back then
Doing
too.
what? We don't kick kids off the station. Are you serious?
Oh,
Kids
Don't
now.
get kicked off here.
It's like kids now.
The truth comes.
Wait a minute now, nephew. You good to come on the show anytime.
Yeah, I heard about you.
You
Yeah.
heard, you heard about me or you seen it?
No, she threw a pool party in high school and her parents were gone.
Who, me?
Yeah, you and TTN.
Oh, she ain't told us
You and
that
her sister,
story.
Yeah, y'all
Her and
threw a
the
pool
Now, I
party.
got something say, but what that got to do with
Yeah.
kids being in front of some
Well,
y'all do it in front of some kids?
Y'all was talking
Well,
about,
y'all were kids. You did it
Yeah.
for the kids.
I was in high school. I was not a kid.
well,
How did that work out?
The P. Diddy part.
There was no drugs, no orgies,
Says
no
who? How do
pimps.
you know?
I was there. I'm talking about yeah.
so there was no alcohol
There
there.
probably was some a keg or something.
Okay, there was alcohol and stuff there.
Black folks in a keg. Boy, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't drink
That's
kegs.
Iowa.
Right,
Yeah.
that's Iowa,
But
yeah.
what that got to do with anything? Don't get
That's how
kicked.
Wichita, Kansas.
Don't
Yeah.
get kicked off the show,
Right,
okay?
hey, 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 get out and tell the truth and shame the devil. But look, speaking of P. Diddy, President Trump was asked if he would consider pardoning or commuting the sentence of Diddy should Diddy be convicted. I think we got a little video. Josh, run
He
that
gonna
video.
do it.
After lunch, Mia was back on the stand, and remember, prosecutors wanted her to be done today, but unfortunately, she will be back on the stand Monday. Once the jury was back in the courtroom, Brian Steele had them pass around a scrapbook Mia made for Diddy in 2014. He made that scrapbook after having a conversation with Diddy where he told her, "I used to look at the world the way you did," implying that he had done it all and had everything. She said it was hard to get a birthday gift for someone who had a lot of money and thought he would really enjoy it. At the top of the scrapbook, she wrote, "Puff, sometimes life goes by at a catastrophic speed. I hope on this day, I hope you can sit back and consider I made this book of articles from 1991 to now." Brian Steele asked her, "How could you make something so kind for a man that ruined your life?" And she said, "It's called psychological abuse. There was no one around who flinched at his behavior." She also said that this was an abusive relationship, and Brian Steele said, "But you were not in a relationship." And she reminded him that you don't have to be in a relationship for it to be abusive. I was young and manipulated and eager to survive. I'm unraveling a lot of this now in therapy. Nobody was there to say these things that were happening were wrong. There was nobody around us that ever even flinched at his behavior. I was always in trouble, and I was always just trying to find a way not to be in trouble. When asked why she needed someone else to tell her it was wrong for Diddy to make her feel like he would unalive her, she said, "There's a difference between my logic brain and trauma brain. The trauma brain wins. Eventually, it becomes normalized, and you're just trying to get back to the good. You make excuses for people. I'm a people pleaser. I'm an empath. I'm a rule follower. Just wanted to do my best and make everybody happy all the time, so I tend to take a lot more than normal people. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if I should apologize for that. I forgive people all the time for things. And she said after St. Bart's, she confronted him about his behavior, but not about the SA. Diddy's response to his behavior was that he needed help. She was then asked about the birthday video, to which she had said she asked people to be in that video, including celebs, who agreed to do it. She said, I probably told him I loved him in the video, but I don't remember. When asked if she had lied on the stand about Diddy's behavior, she said, I have not lied at all. Brian Steele then says, isn't it true it did not happen as many times as you said?
Man, listen, let me tell you something, man. The trial is traumatic itself.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
Right? This is a lot of us, man. A lot of people are being woken up to the industry and how the industry really is. Kojak, we've been around in the industry for a long time.
Come on, man.
We've seen this stuff, the music business, how it really is. This shit is crazy. And it's a lot more that is going to come out in this trial. A lot of people. Wait a minute. If the trial were to end today, would you say Diddy is guilty or innocent, Angela?
He's guilty. He's innocent.
Damn.
What?
He's innocent based on his charges.
Oh,
what they trying to charge him for?
Based on what they have. Listen, y'all. Listen. Y'all really get mad. Wait, calm down. We're on week 2.
I'm with you on this one.
Of course, the defense or what the prosecutor is going to build is going to build momentum. Obviously, it's all it is storytelling. Okay, it's gradually they're gonna come with the whatever. But I'm saying right now, there's something coming. But he asked me the question as of today for the charges. Y'all know his charges he has.
It's a bunch of them.
Yeah, he has. You know how much time you looking at? No, right now he's guilty of some sexual abuse charges. Some maybe pimping folks. I don't know those type of charges, but nothing like RICOs and stuff like that. They have like 30 or something years, but no, he definitely needs to be locked up for something, but not
locked up for what?
Based on
having sex.
Yeah, so right now,
people do that every day.
Right now on week 2, he looks like a monster and he needs a better upbringing. He was brought wrong, but to have those caliber charges, no. Will they get there? I'm sure they are. They're not going to come out swinging. They're gradually going to get there because it's going to be like an 8-week trial.
Okay.
Now they was bold trying to get it dismissed. Now they was bold.
But that's kind of procedural.
Yeah.
But that's one of them. You roll the dice. Hey, Judge, how you feeling today? Dismiss this thing, man.
I think.
Yeah.
Go
But go ahead. Come on, Demars. What you got?
As right now, you can't use because a lot of people saying the stuff he went through when he was a kid. I don't think that should be an excuse for what he's doing now. What he did before. I don't think that should be an excuse.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's not an excuse. But that is why a lot of people are a product of their environment. That's why it's called ACEs, adverse childhood experiences.
But
a lot of things.
A lot of suffer from ACEs.
But everybody. Well, just like when Shree was here, just like when people are taken advantage of, there's people who become promiscuous, and there's people who use it as motivation, or they move on. Some people get stuck. Some people
go either way.
You just don't know. Everybody don't take what happened to them and keep rolling with life. There's people who get stuck, or they become the monster that was monsters to them. That's just what it is.
Kojak, guilty or innocent?
Today.
Today, as of today.
On the like sexual abuse charges and
stuff today,
like that?
what they're presenting today.
Okay.
He's definitely guilty.
I thought you said innocent.
No, I'm saying longevity when it's over is guilty. But today, no, there's not enough evidence proven to show
innocent.
Yeah, right now, innocent.
Innocent.
Okay.
And to those of you that are watching, let us know in the comments what you think. If the trial was to close today, would you think Diddy was guilty or innocent of the charges that have been brought against him? Yeah, but look, so hey, I think we got another video, don't we, Josh? One more, run that video, Josh. Yeah, because
back when you hosted The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Trump gonna pardon that man.
Yeah, Trump on one of them tapes.
That he gonna let him out.
He said, "I ain't saying did in a minute," and I hope he still got
Wait a
that
minute,
tape.
wait a minute, Coach. What you say? Trump on one of the tapes?
Trump on one of them tapes.
You think Trump name gonna be brought up in the trial?
On, man.
Man, they bringing up a lot of names in the trial.
Yeah, and let's not forget, he was definitely on that Epstein list, but they never released that. That got lost out in whatever happened. Yeah.
You know, and they asked Trump if he would release that Epstein list, and the Epstein files disappeared. And he said probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And what's interesting also, it came out in the news, the initial video with Cassie being beat up in the hotel.
Yeah.
They said, and it's a fact that they said the CNN doctored the video, and then they destroyed the video. The only video that existed from that situation.
The full video.
Now that's interesting. That's really interesting. So it's a lot of shenanigans in the thing too. But look, I do want to mention this, and you'll see the video in post. This dude D-Not, look at Nicole. D-Not's been going after Gene Deal, who was the former security guard for Diddy. D-Not is saying, N-word, you were at the scene of all of these things that was happening.
You talk too much.
You didn't stop
I believe it.
And so you are guilty. You basically, he's saying you should have charges brought up against you. So
be right in
first of all, this whole trial, outside of the trial, literally outside the door of the federal building, is a freaking circus.
Not bad.
Right? No, it's crazy, right? So you got all of these people that are trying clout chasers, and you got these bloggers and these streamers, and you got these what do we call them? Influencers.
Yeah.
So this young black influencer, they call him D-Not, D-N-O-T, if y'all gonna look him up. He was going after the Gene Deal dude. The Gene Deal dude was going back and forth with him, told him he was gonna whoop his ass. And then the rumor outside the courtroom was he got knocked out by Gene Deal. This white influencer from Jersey picks that up and makes it and says it as if it's fact.
Yeah.
Hey, D-Not got knocked out by Gene Deal, and puts it out to 500,000 people on his blog, on his social media.
Damn.
Then the D-Not dude confronts the white influencer, and it goes back and forth, and it shows you how big of a circus it is outside of the courtroom, the federal courtroom in New York. But y'all, here, that video is right here. We're putting it in post. So look, for those of you, y'all got anything else before I wrap this up?
No, because I was gonna say something that's gonna go left.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna say everybody in these cases, it's the cleanup man of the hotel. That's all I gotta say. He probably had the worst job of all of them.
It wasn't the cleanup man of the hotel, because Diddy had a person that cleaned it up.
No, he said there was a hotel person too that used to come often. Go look. Not the one. Yeah, not the one he hired for like his personal. But there's somebody, there was always the people in the staff that used to come after that. They need a raise, and they probably need some charges too, because why they didn't report it?
Blood, semen,
a lot of stuff, and people you don't know, and just cleaning up, and you're just a regular staff.
They might have found a little money and a little,
he might pay them,
maybe some sex toys that.
Oh God. Okay, see, that's why I said a little less.
Do you keep those and you put them? What do you do? Anyway, y'all.
Oh God.
Hey, you've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Make sure you join us next week, Friday. It's gonna be a great show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We will see you on the next show. Y'all give it up for our guest co-host today. Mars jumped in there and went to work.
Our intern, yes. Okay. He almost got knocked out.
Josh gonna come. Josh gonna be like, you ain't never put me on the show.
We tried. He didn't want to do it.
Yes, we did.
He said no.
All right, y'all, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next week. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.